तो मैंने ये कहा कि आप ये लिख कर देखो सर, हम मतलब सेम टू सेम लैंग्वेज तो नहीं लिखेंगे।
हाँ जिस वही
Ma'am, you are muted.
Yes, I think our director sir has joined. Mrinal, I think you mentioned that.
Yes, ma'am, I mentioned.
Mrinal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you mentioned. So let's welcome our director sir, and please all of you wish him together. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
we
Yes,
can.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Please carry on. I'll just observe.
All right, sir.
Factory ownership is a
Yeah, we
state
did.
of fact of exclusive rights and control, state of owing the problems and coming up with the solutions and not to escape. If there is any problem, we have to come with the solutions. We need not to escape from that problem. We have to own that problem. So let us move to the next
Ownership,
candidate.
yes, Bhavna, can I just take a minute? Beta,
Yes, ma'am.
ownership means when you take the responsibility, wherever you are as a student or as a professional, or if you're working somewhere, you have to take the responsibility. That is actually ownership. You don't become an owner of that particular place where you work, but you take responsibility and you work with your full dedication and full capacity, full potential, so that you are able to bring it to greater heights. You are able to push it to greater heights. As in a case of a student, you have to own it up. You have to take up the responsibility. Well, yes, your teacher cannot come to your place. As I have been telling in different classes, these are very unusual times. So you have to take up the responsibility and you have to become self-reliant. You have to become responsible that you have to study. Your teachers have very limited time to give it to you on online classes. But if you take some initiative, take up some ownership and do some work yourself, some research, something to discuss in the class, come little prepared, you will see it will make a lot of difference. So ownership can start as a student and will continue all over your life, even if you don't own anything, but if you work like a owner, taking up the responsibility, you will never look behind. You will always be going ahead and you will always bring a lot of laurels and a lot of success in your lives. Thank you.
Very well said, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your
Yes,
motivational
ma'am, you
words.
are absolutely correct.
We totally
I would
agree
like
with
to
you.
add, ma'am, I would like to add something to it. What
Yes.
does ownership means in Hindi? It means apnapan. We all should have these feelings towards our country. Then only we can come a step closer to becoming a better citizen. As my friend mentioned, that ownership cannot be inculcated or imbibed in an individual. It is nurtured by passion to contribute to the development of a country. So let's know what is passion. Our country has a population of around 1.3 billion people. Each person is unique in his own way. We all know that the development of a country that is directly related to the development of its citizens. For interest in different things. Some might be interested in engineering, building structures, designing houses, or in saving lives of others, or singing, sports, etc. The main thing which comes here is that they will enjoy doing the work they like. They will pour out their heart in it and give their best. For example, let's say if we set up a comparison between two persons doing the same stuff and one person is passionate about it while the other one is not, I would like to ask you, who do you think will work more efficiently?
Very
And
valid.
yes, ma'am, the answer is passionate one. No matter how much pressure we apply on a person to do something which he is not passionate about, the results will be not good and the person will break. So this is what we lack till now. But I am happy to see some light piercing through the darkness and approaching this topic. And this light, according to me, is the new education policy. Every person is most creative in his childhood and teenage years, and that is the time a search for passion must start. The government has done it easier for children as they can choose whatever subjects they like, and there is more emphasis on practical learning and skill development with a perfect balance of theory. Also, we have vocational subjects too, which should be given more importance as they help us to build skills which are required as basics in every sector, every field wherever we go. So with this, I would like to conclude that the more passionate our citizens would be, the more our country will develop. Thank you.
Very good.
I would like to add that it is difficult for 1.3 billion people to find their passion. So for that, we need to train few people and they master in their skills so that they can figure out the passion in the other people. We also know that there are counseling for the people who don't know their passion, but the counseling is so costly that poor people cannot afford it. So we should make the counseling at low cost also.
Okay.
Even I would like to highlight that today's generation is quite passionate, but many times the problem arises when it comes to their financial condition. Many students lose their passion because of their poor financial status. For this, the government should start raising funds by recognizing skilled students. The government should even work on executing laws for helping them financially, which could encourage students to evaluate their passion into profession.
Beta, I would like to hear something. There are a lot many scholarships which are offered by the government and even by the school like ours. So if a child is passionate, if anybody who's passionate and who loves doing his work, has dedication towards it, will find the way. We just cannot keep on waiting for things to happen. We have to move forward to make things happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else? Yes.
So, may I proceed?
We have a huge population in India, so everybody cannot be passionate. They cannot afford to be passionate about the things. But we have training programs, awareness programs, by which the people can be trained so that they love their job and they are doing their best.
But these training programs are so expensive that poor people cannot afford them. So for them, we should develop low-cost training programs conducted by NGOs.
Yes, Pratham, you are right. There are so many NGOs. They are training people. They are going to offices, to big factories. Even factory people, they are also owning the people, hiring the people for those sessions, so that the every employee is aware. Everybody cannot be passionate, but they are aware. They are trained in such a way so that they work in a proper manner and the production is fine. Let us know. Yes, ma'am. You want to add something?
No, I was just trying to add only a little bit of this. We say everybody cannot be passionate. The thing is, we are discussing this because we want everybody to be passionate about their work. Whatever little work if you look around you, even an uneducated or a person who's doing a very menial small job, even if he's passionate in his work, in his doing his work, that person will also become successful. That person will also raise. He will get noticed. Somehow or the other, he will get noticed. This is the law of nature and law of the world. So if you're doing something passionately, you're bound to be recognized for it.
Yes, ma'am. A bit of motivation and inspiration from their bosses or their family members or somebody, NGOs, they will help them, and so that they are motivated to work better.
So now we are 2 steps closer to become a better citizen for our country. So our next core value is flexibility.
Flexibility, according to Oxford, is the ability to change to suit new condition or situation. It describes how a person can cope with changes within circumstances. Let us understand it more clearly in the context of present situation. Who would have thought 5 or 6 months back that we will have to go through a phase of life like this? But now adjusting the other things in creative manner to make it more or less normal was only because of this core ability, that is flexibility. Flexibility as whole is divided into 2 segments. First is acceptance and second is creative thinking. Acceptance of change without thinking to get rid of it. By saying, yes, there is a change, we complete our first step. willingness to adapt and be open to other points of view, and believing that good ideas can come from anywhere is an important demand. Creative thinking. Let's talk about a situation. Ram works in an infrastructure limited. He was to undertake a project of a business office, but his funds were reduced. So he and his team come up with very innovative ideas to complete the same project in different ways. The real life example of this situation is a Mars Orbiter Mission 2013, which is the most cost effective interplanetary mission till date, which was successful in its maiden attempt. Not only in terms of expenses, but also in terms of circumstances. We need a mind to be flexible. Seeing this trait as per Atmanirbharta or self-reliant India, Indian firms and companies need to be more flexible in fulfilling the demands of Indian consumers as well as foreign buyers to achieve a stand in international market. Our trade and business laws need to support the creative approach to a project and increase the ease of business doing in India in order to take our production to higher levels. Concluding, I would say that flexibility is a necessity because measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Thank you.
Yes, I definitely.
Mukul, you are very right. Flexibility is the capacity of being bent. We need to bend without breaking. We need to be flexible for new changes happening without changing our moral values and being transparent also.
Yes, ma'am.
If anybody wants to add anything, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to add that it is really necessary for every person to be flexible, which means to have different skills related to a main skill. I would like to explain it with an example. Like there is a person who made an excellent product or have a beautiful idea, but he does not know how to market it or share it with others. Then what's the use of making such an excellent product? I'm not saying that one must be pro or excellent at every field, but at least he should have some insights to other skills related to his main skills. We have to mold ourselves and prepare ourselves according to the situation so that we can work it out. Thank you.
Very right. Right.
Very true. Very true. Completely agree with you.
As my friend Maple specified in her speech that flexibility is one of the most important aspects of the development. So I would like to ask her that are there any suggestions how could we inculcate the value of flexibility in the human being or the citizens of our country?
We can develop and inculcate flexibility on two aspects: taking challenges as a part of our life, accepting them that they are for our own development. This value is to be practiced and learned by oneself through exposure to challenges. Second, from the starting, we can encourage people to do a single task in multiple ways. I think these steps would complete a process to teach the core ability of flexibility, because it will increase our resistance, it will increase our acceptance, and it will increase our creative approach to any task.
Very true.
Yes, Mukul, one need to accept the challenges in life. Even if a person fails, no problem. At least he must be having some experiences to share with others. That this way, this is not the right way going, and this way we will go. So you have a lot of experience if you are taking challenges. Taking challenges is very important in life.
Yes,
Anybody
you can
else?
always change your course. Your course of direction can always be changed if you are finding something, there is a blockage somewhere. So you have to find ways to overcome that blockage. You have to change, you have to somehow steer through it, change your little course a little so that you're able to overcome that problem which has come on the way. So flexibility is very important, very, very important. And we all know in Hindi, they always say कि जो पेड़ बड़े होते हैं, वो तूफान में टूट जाते हैं. लेकिन घास नहीं टूटती क्योंकि वो बेंड हो जाती है, फ्लेक्सिबल होती है. और जो बड़े बड़े बिल्कुल सीधे खड़े पेड़ होते हैं, जो बिल्कुल रिजिड होते हैं, वो टूट जाते हैं. So we have to be flexible in life, and we have to steer our ways, ups and downs in the lives, with our courage and with this flexibility, a very important ingredient for success.
Yes, ma'am. Now let us move to the next.
So now flexibility is clear.
it is the feeling of doing something or any work with ability to do it in any condition and with a feeling of ownership. The main thing which comes here is that we need to have some skills. So let's know more about competence.
When people cooperate and contribute to the making in their own respective ways. There are some value we all must have in order to build an Atmanirbhar Bharat. One such core value is competency, or we can say yogyata. Competency is a pillar laid on the foundation of passion and strengthened by the bricks of confidence. The fact of having the ability or skill that is needed to do something is called competency. Whether it's about getting good marks in exams or getting your dream job, you will achieve that in true respect only when you are competent. And no matter what job you do, if you are competent enough, then you can definitely excel it. Competence is a great creator of confidence. Whether it's a farmer growing crops or a soldier ensuring we all are safe, whether it's a doctor treating us or a sweeper maintaining the roads, all of them should be competent to do well in their respective fields. We all should remember that the fact of having the ability encourages us to do our best and change our future. What is the benefit of doing a job but not having the ability to do it? Over the past 20 years, India has really emerged as a dynamic and influential country. All of this is because the citizens are competent to prove themselves to the outer world. We all have competency in some field or the other. We just have to identify and utilize it in order to build an Atmanirbhar Bharat, which will be self-reliant and will make its way forward with its own strength. There are so many achievements of our country in different fields, whether it's science and technology or sports or any other field. Our country is really progressing. The scientists of our country are working very hard and they have made our country proud so many times. The Atmanirbhar Bharat, which will make its way forward, will be self-reliant and it will be a competent India, a better India. Thank you.
Very good, Pratika.
I would like to add that here competency doesn't mean to compete with others. Focus is on our own abilities, or we can say on our yogyata. The main step we could take to increase competence is to start evolving ourselves through self-awareness programs, which explains the people about how to improve and execute our abilities.
Very right, yes.
We have to do competition with ourselves, not with others. We have to be better than ourselves and we have to work in such way that we can defeat our own selves and we can be better.
Better than what we were earlier.
Better than what we were in the past. Yes, ma'am.
Better than what we were earlier, what we were in the past. Every new day should add something to our personalities. Every new day should add up some dimension to our personality. Something should be added. Before you go to bed, just try to recall what was it that you learned that particular day, the day that you spent. What did you learn in that day? How have you improved? And what is there that you wish to improve? If you remember in the assembly also, I tell you people to make me.com. What is it that I like and what am I doing to get what I want to have, what I like? Otherwise, I'll be forced to like what I don't like. Getting confused? It's very simple. You will have to work very hard to get what you like. Otherwise, you will be forced to like what you don't like at all. So you have to really work hard, and competence means you have to increase, you have to work. You have to work towards it. It does not come automatically. You have to work towards it. You have to set your goal and every day go nearer to your goal. Every new day should take you nearer to your goal. That's important.
As a student, how you can be competent? That there is just one way. You have to focus. You must have computer competency, creative thinking, positive thinking, and above all, you must be decision-making people. You must take decisions. Until you are focused, you are not planning, you cannot be competent.
And if
So you need to plan your work. You have to analyze the things. Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't work on your competence, if you don't work on improving, the day will not be far when you'll be lagging behind and you'll be surprised to see yourself, oh my God, the world has moved ahead so much and I'm lagging behind, still trotting. So you have to really be very clear of your goal, very focused, as Bhavna also said right now. And you have to see every day, some little progress should be made every day in your life, in your personality.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, Mrinal, move ahead.
So we will go to our next core value, communication, the basic need of every core value. Let's know more about the last core value, that is communication.
Communication. It is the act of sharing your information, your ideas, your views to one another. Or if I say simply, it is the way you talk or communicate with each other. Your first impression is always judged by the way you communicate or the way you present yourself orally. As we know, the topic of self-reliant India is getting more and more acknowledgement from the citizens recently, and there are many actions taken by the government to do so. But at a personal level, we also have to be self-dependent in our thoughts and ideas so that we can present our views in the society. This is basically communication. It is the way of presenting your views and ideas independently. In today's India, people can communicate with each other in a self-reliable way. They don't need a helping hand to do so. Whether we talk about speaking different languages other than our mother tongue, or whether we talk about expressing ourselves in a more disciplined or presentable way. This new India is progressing very rapidly. India is in good terms with most of the countries. This just shows that we are orally and physically presentable. This just forces big foreign companies to expand in India because they feel that we are compatible enough to spend time on. This is by all means self-dependent people, which automatically results in self-dependent India, or as we say, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you.
I'd also like to add something. Now, in nearly every school, measures are being taken to inculcate ICT skills, that is, information and communication technology skills in students. And I think it's a really good measure. It has contributed immensely to social and economic improvements such as high employment and improved standards of living. I think it's a very good step which is taken by the government.
Yes, in this digital age, we must know how to communicate effectively, convey and receive messages, both convey as well as receive, in a person as well as via phone, mail, social media, how we can communicate in a proper and decent manner.
See, children, communication can be verbal as well as non-verbal. With your body language, your gestures, that is also one way of communicating. And another is, of course, your communication which you do by verbal talking. So you have to choose appropriate words, and sometimes you have to remain silent. Sometimes, silence is better than the words. Sometimes when you say no comment, that means it's more than a comment. So you have to think before you speak. There are people who think they are the best people who think before they speak. And there are some people who just speak and think later on and keep regretting. So communication is very, very important. You should know what to talk, when to talk, where to talk, choosing appropriate words and using them. You have to increase your vocabulary and your confidence of speaking before everybody. And there are so many ways of communication these days. Writing skills on social media, your WhatsApp, your Twitter, your Facebook and Quora, and I don't know what all. So many sites are there where you can write and express yourself. But for that, you need clarity of thought. Clarity of thought is extremely important. So communication can be verbal, non-verbal, and clarity of thought very important, plus appropriate words. Clarity of thought will come when you think about it before saying. Do not be a person hasty to speak and regret later. So take your time, think about it, plan what you want to say in a most meticulous manner, and then do it. So your communication skills will have a great impact on people around you and will help you sail through.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now I will request our sir, director sir, to say something to motivate the children.
Positively.
I think the children are already motivated. They are doing quite well, and I think the teachers have trained them well to speak properly at the webinar. But there are a lot less participants, only 18, and I think why there are so less participants? Any idea? Which class is this? 10th or 12th?
10th, sir, 10th B, Bhavna's class, Bhavna calls class.
How come there are so less students? Are they sleeping? They're sleeping only 18, and one has left already.
Yeah, there are 21.
But there are 3 or 4 teachers in this.
Yeah, yes, sir. There are 3, 4, 5 teachers.
So we have sent a link to teachers. And we have sent a link also, but
yeah, generally children, feel okay, 4 p.m. we have to sleep, we have this to do, that to do. But it is very important. These kind of activities really help them. I'm sure all these children have got so confident, better than last time. They have become confident. Are you all feeling comfortable, more comfortable than you were in the first? Yes. And next when you do it, you will be all the more at ease. All the more at ease. Because you have experienced once, twice, and it becomes easy game for you. So rope in your more friends. Right?
Yes, ma'am, now we will be doing maths webinar related to maths.
Okay.
Ma'am, before we end, I think we can end with a beautiful poem by Sakshi Rai.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So let's conclude our today's webinar with a motivating poem.
दुनिया में कई तरह के झूठ हैं, लेकिन सबसे बड़ा झूठ क्या है? सबसे बड़ा झूठ है तुमसे हो नहीं पाएगा, तुमसे हो नहीं पाएगा। ये 4 लफ्ज झुटलाते हैं उस कायनात को जो कभी आग का गोला थी और आज जन्नत का तस्वीर है। ये 4 लफ्ज झुटलाते हैं तुम्हारी नसों में खौलते हुए उस एटॉमिक ताकत को जिसमें नए जमीन और आसमान पैदा करने की तासीर है। तुमसे हो नहीं पाएगा। अगर ये 4 लफ्ज सच है तो क्या इंसान का चांद पर जाना और वहाँ से मिट्टी लाना झूठ है? क्या एक भारतीय बापू का ब्रिटिश हुकूमत से टकराना और जीत कर आना झूठ है? क्या 9 महजबों और 3000 जातियों वाले देश का एक तिरंगे के तले आकर जन गण मन गाना झूठ है? जरा कह दो उनसे जो हमें नामुमकिन का सबक सिखाते हैं कि 70 साल पहले हम सिर्फ रुई बनाते थे, आज रॉकेट उड़ाते हैं। चलो मान लिया आज कश्तियाँ डगमगा रही हैं, हिम्मतें लड़खड़ा रही हैं, पर इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं कि हम संभलना भूल जाएंगे। अरे पैरों में कांटा चुभ गया तो क्या हम चलना भूल जाएंगे? आज कैलेंडर पर तारीख ठहर सी गई तो क्या वो दिन भी बीते हैं, ये दिन भी बीतेंगे। हम पहले लड़के जीते थे, इस बार अपने हुनर को मुकम्मल करके जीतेंगे। दिल परिंदा है, फिर से फड़फड़ाएगा, पंख फैलाएगा और ऐसी उड़ान भरेगा कि सितारे चूम कर आएगा। तो हमसे दोबारा मत कहना कि भारत तुमसे हो नहीं पाएगा।
Very good. Very nice, Sakshi. I think I like to clap.